India announced a much more ambitious target, from the 175 which was due this year for renewables to now 500 gigawatts by 2030. Where and how is Tata Power placed in this, in India's quest towards 500?
We are the oldest manufacturer in this country where I'm sitting out. We have this manufacturing plant from last more than 30 years. And we still produce the best efficiency or the most efficient modules in this country, which is, can compete with any other imported product. Now we are looking for further growth. As we say, we have a plan which we have started executing on 4 gigawatt of cell line and 4 gigawatt of a module line, which will be besides this 530 megawatt of cell and 580 megawatt of module, which we are currently operating on. And I think it is but natural that if there are more business opportunities, we will have even more of them. As we speak, we are around 3.5 gigawatt of our own. Intention is that in next 5 years, we should be close to 15 to 20 gigawatt. So Tata Power, I think, has the distinct advantage of this potential, which was always there, but now seems to have been unleashed with the support of the government. And that's where we stand today. In case of EPC, from where we are by 2027, I'm not even speaking about 2030. By 2027, we will be 3 times of where we are. In rooftops and the pumps, we will be 9 times on where we are. And in the current context, I shared with you that on utility scale, again, we will be 5 times of where we are. So I think, and that this is only up to FY27 as we have made our aspirations for next 5 years.
So on the manufacturing side, do you plan to be totally integrated? Because right now it seems the focus is on right from polysilicons and cells and then modules, or will it be partly integrated? How would
I'll let us understand that, let's go back to that. If we were a manufacturer from last 30 years, why we have not expanded when there was so much of need in the country. The challenge is that today, whatever scale we say, whether we are 4 gigawatt, zero point 0.5 gigawatt, or 10 gigawatt, we are still subscale. And unless I have a policy support initially to come to a level where I can compete from outside, it will not be prudent on us to take those calls. So like our investment decisions for expansion in manufacturing has come after the policy decisions of import tariffs, barriers, which has also come. So we are currently going ahead with the cell and module. Depending on the policy, if it comes favorable for the wafers as well as for poly, we will take commitments on that too. The other factor which we should also realize is that we are playing on where in the field where we have strengths. We have been in the cell and module for a very long time. So we intend to take advantage of this strengths, giving the best quality of the products. Wafers and poly is something which we need to learn to in that process.
Coming to the newer, I won't say technology, newer products of from renewables, as of one is green hydrogen and the associated batteries, the storage issue, which plagues renewables all over the world. It's not only in India. On the manufacturing side of electrolyzers and green hydrogen and of batteries, would you be also venturing into those, or would you be restricted to the solar equipment manufacturing?
Our strength is renewables, producing electricity at the least cost, whether it is from solar, any type of solar. It's ground mounted, rooftop, floating solar, anything you say. We are doing that, carports, and we have done amazing job in this country itself. Some of them are the world biggest, as well as accomplishment on those are concerned. There is a wind too. We have more than 1.1 gigawatt of a wind portfolio. Recently, we have won 600 megawatt of hybrid. We are also making storage as an EPC, 40 megawatt battery storage along with solar at Leh. We are executing that project. We are also executing a 120 megawatt hour solar plus storage at Chhattisgarh. So I think as well as technology, its adoption, its execution is concerned, we are very much there.
Sure. Okay.
The challenge is these new initiatives which have come now, electrolyzers, manufacturing of batteries. Now, while our strength today we are building it on is on the execution part.
Okay.
In case of green hydrogen, I think it has two very critical components for it to succeed. One is the electrolyzer, the technologies thereof. Other is the least cost of power which they need. I think both are very critical for us. So in the current context, our strategy is play with your strengths, tie up with those, and we have tied up with those who has the strength on, say, the downstream part, so that when our final product comes, because the final product is more important than me giving an impression that I can do all, and some may not be very optimum. So I think till the time we have that maturity level where we see that how the technology of electrolyzer has come, how the manufacturing of that is coming, we are playing on our strengths. Similarly, on the cells and the storage part, we are building our strength on its most optimized solution for execution, because that is what matters.
Thanks a lot for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
If you liked this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
क्या हाल?
मत पूछ यार, फिर से स्टॉक्स में फंस गया।
तो स्टॉक्स के साथ बॉन्ड्स, इंश्योरेंस, गोल्ड में बैलेंस कर।
इसमें बहुत तामझाम है।
तुझे 5 पैसा नहीं पता?
अब तो सबको पता है। 5 पैसा है ऑल इन वन अकाउंट। डाउनलोड 5 पैसा नाउ।
अब तो सबको पता है। Investing made easy and rewarding with 5 Paisa. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.